welcome to my stream that I start by immediately rubbing my nose. I can't help myself. I'm gonna tell the rest of the world that I am streaming to let them know I'm live right now. It is June 17th, Tuesday, and 3:17 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm coming to you from Jersey City, cloudy gray Jersey City. And this is my stream. I'm doing some glitch stuff. We're gabbing. If you're in the chat, say hi. If you're watching the video on demand, hello. Thanks for joining. Say hi in the comments or find me on social. My name is Jen Schiffer, and this is the 12th installment over 3 weeks, I think, of me migrating apps from glitch.com to wherever they may land. I am all drinked up today. I got my sugar-free watermelon lemonade in a chug glass. Important to stay hydrated. I'm dripping everywhere. I got my hot coffee, freshly poured, not really freshly brewed, with an oat milk creamer. Light and sweet, if you will. And I have a monstrous headache today. I have very recently, over the past couple of days, increased one of my thyroid medications, and that could be the cause of my headache. Who knows? All I know is that one thing started when the other thing started, which means it'll just take some time to adjust. I got a haircut today, which is why it's looking pristine, because I got my hair cut and then it rained on me. And I just, before the stream, worked on thumbnails, so the thumbnails of these streams are not just random photographs off of my desktop. And what else? Oh, I made a huge milestone in the launch of my candle shop. It's boring to anyone else, but if you run a small business, one thing that you have to do is collect sales tax. And so quarterly you fill out, at least in New Jersey, it's a New Jersey business, quarterly you fill out an ST50, and you basically declare and pay however much sales tax you've taken. And of course I haven't opened my store yet, so I haven't collected any sales tax, but I still have to file quarterly. And so I did for Q1, January, February, March. So in April, I filed for that first quarter, which is zeros down the line. Now July, in almost exactly 30 days, I have to file for Q2, which of course still have not sold anything because I have not launched the store. But between last quarter and this quarter, New Jersey launched a new tax portal. And so I couldn't file this quarter's the same way online that I did last quarter. I now have to sign into this new portal, and I had to associate my business account, my business tax info, with me as the administrator. And this has been a 2-month process of trying every combination of every number, and there's so many numbers. There's also so many abbreviations that are interchangeable They shouldn't be interchangeable. They're not interchangeable, but they make it interchangeable. Like tax ID, entity ID, identification number. Like these are all like different numbers that are called a certain thing on one piece of paperwork, but then on the portal they call them different things. Which is like what happens when you build software for the government. Essentially everything is wrong and doesn't work. And when you call them, which they tell you to do if you can't do it, you call them finally, and it's just a robot reading the docs that you had already read 20 times over and over and over again. It's a robot saying the docs out loud to you, and then when you finally get to the I have more questions, it rings, and then the robot's like, sorry, we're far too busy for your stupid shit. We're gonna hang up now. Try again later. And then they hang up, and then you don't get stuff done. So it's been like that for 2 months, and mind you, I cannot launch this store and collect sales tax without being able to file online to pay that sales tax. So finally figured it out today on my own, and it's a huge weight off of my shoulders. And now, once I'm done building the store, which I'm almost done with, I can launch it, which is very exciting. So that was a huge... It's one of those things where it should not be that difficult to do, but it was. And it took me... It basically delayed the launch of my store 2 months. So, on top of this glitch stuff, I would say the New Jersey Division of Tax Revenue and Fastly have both delayed the launch of my candle store by 2 months. But that's okay. So, I got my hair cut. Funny thing about my haircut, my last stylist I've been seeing for years, ever since I had my alopecia years ago, she moved out of the country, and so I was 4 months out from my last haircut, and I needed to find a new salon. So I found one here in Jersey City downtown that I could walk to because I don't drive, of this who looked like a very cool woman who does shag haircuts. And it didn't look like the salon was like a balayage factory. No disrespect if you have a balayage, but you know the culture. And like a lot of the salons in Jersey City are just doing balayage, barrel waves, whatever. So I found a stylist that looked like she'd be my vibe. And I met her, and she's only a year younger than me. She's lived in Jersey City a year longer than I have. I think she's been here 13 years. I've been here a little over 12. And we clicked immediately. And then when I told her, I was like, you know, my last hairstylist left the country, and I miss her. She was like, oh, is your hairstylist Xylo? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm friends with Xylo. So it was like perfect. She did a great job. We had a great gab sesh. I want to be friends with her. And she said she'd let me know when she's going to a place nearby that does karaoke. I told her all about robot karaoke. Which it's always funny telling non-tech people about robot karaoke because they get so excited about it in a different, more genuine way than when you tell tech people about it, where the tech people immediately are like, oh, is it available on GitHub? Yeah, I don't know why that annoys me so much. I think it's because when you express something that you do that you love, and like you're like, oh yeah, we do this thing that's like very like creative, and we open it up to like so many people to do it with us, and like your first thing is like, can I get the code free on GitHub so I don't have to engage with this in like a human way? That shit pisses me off. Anyway. Let's see. Let's move to the display. Okay. Waiting for this caffeine to kick in. Maybe that will help with my head. Okay. So this is the 12th session of me going through all of my glitch projects. There was originally a lot of pages here, and now we're down to 14. And yesterday's stream, which was a late one, shouts out if you joined, because my aerial yoga class is canceled and I had to do a whole pharmacy journey. We finished all of the glitch apps that have a database value for last edited. It was around this time the schema of the database is updated to log last edited. And all of these projects have theoretically, probably literally, have not been opened since at least before May 15, 2018. So we've dug to the core of the earth, and I want to try to get through these as fast as possible because most of these are starters that I didn't even initially make. I probably like maintain them. A lot of them are probably projects that our former head of marketing Gareth had imported from GitHub, so other people's open source projects pulled into Glitch. So there might be some interesting ones here, but probably not. A lot of them probably won't be running. You'll see like Node 4 and Node 3, and you're gonna be like, Jen, can Node even run? Is Node 3 even a thing? Node started before Node 3. Actually, it's a good idea for me to open the release, because I'm gonna get to an old node and someone's gonna jump in and be like, what? And then I'm gonna show them, look. Jod. Is Jod an element? I don't know. We're getting off track. We've got stuff to do, Jennifer. Okay. Let's rock. Let's open up a bunch of these. A lot of these I'm not even gonna download. I already have them probably downloaded. Whoops. Those are my recents. Those are like all my like images and ST50 downloads, because I was like, maybe I can file the sales tax form. Here are my folders. But as I mentioned in previous streams, I do have every project exported. So I did a big export on June 10th, June 3rd. June 10th was right after Pomax's script introduced the ability to download archive projects. So what I want to do is organize the ones I'm migrating into these folders as I download them from here. But these early ones, these all are in this folder somewhere. And I'm not going to download them to organize them because I'm not putting them live anywhere. These are all old stuff. Node Mailer, example app, web scraper. Said most of these are going to have me, Gareth, and Lou, other like Fog Creek folks. Oh, Gregor's was at GitHub. I don't know if Gregor, if you're at GitHub still, but Gregor's not a Fog Creeker, just a community member. Okay. We're just gonna archive all these. Hey, Patch. Patch, we've gotten to projects that have not had their editor open since before May 2018. There's no last edited date. Okay, I know that Gareth had imported all of the Node School workshops. Node School was a great community distributed program. I was gonna open up a Node School Jersey chapter, but then opted to do Jersey script instead. So we can just archive all these actually. Cool. Pond Glazer. Auth 0. Boring. Parse server. Whatever. Parse to do. Node Twitter is not going to work. Again, these are like parse apps. Oh wait, I already did that. Parse, JavaScript SDK. I was like, does parse even exist anymore? Parse, the complete application stack. Build applications faster with object and file storage. Interesting. I've like never heard of this. How active is the community? Okay. Interesting. Backus. Open collective, okay. Okay. Have any of you used parse before? Well, Gareth imported it. Node Twitter. Twitter clone. Okay. Just a whole notebook. Pond Glazer. Okay, so these are just chapters of that book. A genteel project. Belonged to Facebook. They dropped it in 2017, according to LLMs. That sounds about right. Speaking of corporations dropping stuff, did you see that Salesforce is going to open source project that use Slack and telling them that they have to move to enterprise after years of them getting Slack for free? I know the Kubernetes project, CNCF, it seems like they're undoing all of the goodwill that Slack had built, which is really frustrating. I mean, they're not going to like delete their accounts, just that with enterprise you get to see posts from 90 days prior. Burrow.js, we have a community Slack and we used to get free Slack Enterprise because there was like a member, I guess, or they gave us free Enterprise, and then Salesforce was like, no more. And so now you can't see beyond like 90 days. Apparently Ohana is not cheap. You know, I was talking in the group chat, the New York, like, the New York JavaScript like friend group, which has a lot of organizers from BroJS. I was telling them how with Fastly has Fast Forward, the open source program. I managed the lead of it. We relaunched it. It took quite a long time to convince, and even still hadn't fully convinced, I'm sure, people internally that giving resources to open source projects is actually mutually beneficial and not just beneficial to those projects. And we relaunched Fast Forward. We got so much brand awareness. But like a lot of people see like, oh, well, like the Python Foundation, big member of Fast Forward. Kubernetes project, also a member of Fast Forward. We give them free services. And people would say like, oh, well, like they're taking up X amount of dollars of services. And it's just like not true, because everybody internally that didn't get it, they were thinking of retail price of services. Like there's the price of what they actually cost, and then there's retail. And the thing about open source projects, this is the same if you have like people like therapists who do slide scale, they know this. There are people who will not pay X amount of dollars because they don't have it. And they'll find somebody who will give them that service. And there always will be someone that gives them that service. And so, like, if Kubernetes did not get services from us, they can go to a number of other open source programs that offer what they get from us, like content delivery. And like every content delivery company, like, has like an open source like office. And so it's like we would rather get the brand awareness from the Python community, from Kubernetes, and from curl, and they like shout out Fastly, and we also get like they let us like use their data for testing new features. It's just like it's a great symbiotic relationship, but a lot of people didn't understand it because they just saw it as sales being lost. And it's like the Python Foundation is never going to pay retail price for these services from us. They'll just get it for free from someone else or for cheaper from someone else. So why not just like take the goodwill and get that brand awareness from the community? It takes like I feel like a shallow understanding of how brand awareness and community works, but gosh, it was a slog constantly having to. And again, that's not a Fastly problem. It's like every company has this problem, because I've talked to people who run open source offices at all the major companies, and it's always like you're constantly having to make a case that you made to the people who already needed the case made to them. Like the program exists, but there's constantly people questioning it, and then you have to like present to them. And I think a lot of executives don't realize that like the time taken away from your day-to-day to present a case that's already been made to them, to other people, is such a waste of resources. That's where the waste of resources is in open source programs. It's not the resources given to open source programs, it's the people who run those offices having to convince everyone internally over and over and over again why that program exists. Anyway. So shouts out to whoever at Salesforce has probably been like, please do not make, please do not make us lose all this goodwill. Why would, actually, I'm opening this one. I'm sure there's someone at Salesforce that has been for months begging them not to do that. You're actually going for lunch in 5 minutes. So like, hi, have a good lunch. I'll probably still be here when you're done. I got a lot of apps to go through. Okay, soundboard. Simple soundboard featuring the vocal talent of Masters, Trump, Neeson, and Drake. This is definitely a Gareth thing. Okay, was this imported? No. Gareth is British, which we don't hold against anybody, but it was a different time. And also, okay, here is a... We're still not done exporting? No, we're not done. There was over 700 projects, okay? I've got it down to 11 pages. I'm gonna finish this today because a lot of these projects have not, look, there's no edited thing. These projects have not been opened in the editor since before May 2018. I would say some of these might not have been open since like before Glitch launched. So this is the 12th installment of me doing this shit. This hurts me more than it hurts you. Over 700, and that's active. I had like 1100 archived. I'm not going through the archived projects on stream. That's for damn sure. I like this SVG editor. Okay, so this is made during a 1-hour hackathon by 3 Fog Creekers. There's Jacob, Jude, and then Daniel X. Moore is one of the creators of Glitch. That's cool. That's a fun project. I will download that into remixes. And then there was Pong, but I'm gonna keep that one alive. Anyway, Calby, how you doing? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we're getting into Fogbugs API territory. Oh no, why is it reconnecting? Have I rate limited myself? My life is just a series of me having my time wasted because of rate limits. Circles bouncing off of lines. This is an import from GitHub. From Mary Rose Cook. There's a bunch of her projects that Gareth imported into here. Multiplayer game. Fogbugs webhook dashboard. You know, before Glitch became a startup, the company sold Fogbugs, but it had been rebranded and renamed Manuscript. Because manuscript.com, I think, was a domain that Joel had. And so they sold Manuscript, and the company that bought it renamed it back to Fogbugs. I guess because of like brand awareness. I don't know, it was a whole thing. HipChat, that doesn't exist anymore, right? That was Atlassian's chat back when, well, my first day at Fog Creek to work on the relaunch of GoMix as Glitch was the day that Atlassian's purchase of Trello was official. And so at the time, Fog Creek shared an office with Trello, because Trello was a project made by Fog Creek that spun off into its own startup. And when I remember some higher up people being very angry that because of the acquisition of Trello by Atlassian, they would have to start using HipChat instead of Slack. And then like less than a year later, they just like, they created a new chat. I forget what Atlassian's chat is, but like, I think they got rid of HipChat. Is this just like dead? I don't know. Anyway. Fogbug sounds like a fake company you see in documentation examples. So when we were redesigning and rebranding Fogbugs to Manuscript, the code name was, I believe, Greaterware. And I was like, that sounds like software in a TV show. And they almost, I think they almost made that the official name. And it would have been funny, but then they had the manuscript domain. But yeah, they renamed it back to Fogbugs, and God, dare I search? Yeah, they still use the Kiwi logo, which I guess Alexis Ohanian, Serena Williams' husband, drew the Kiwi. When to my final day at Fastly, we would get support tickets from people who use Fogbugs that could not get any response from the Fogbugs team, and in their research would find that Fogbugs used to be a part of Fog Creek, which is now Glitch, and so they would contact Glitch support to be like, and they would be like, I know that you don't own Fogbugs anymore, but I need blah blah blah, and I'd have to be like, you're correct, we do not own Fogbugs anymore, we cannot do that. So yes, this is a lot of internet lore. That's what you get from joining me talking shit on video, because I'm not writing any of this stuff down. I don't have the executive function. How is that Kiwi not lost its beaker foot? I remember my first day at Fog Creek, I got my like Fog Creek shirt with the Kiwi on it, and I just said all sassy and I'm like, I'm never wearing this. I probably still have it if the moths haven't eaten it. I did not like the Kiwi logo. Is this the NPM package for Friendly Words? This is very old. I think this is just like an old demo. I'm gonna download it just in case, but I think I already downloaded a version of that. The Kiwi statue got broke so fast. Oh my gosh. Speaking of I have a bowl of broken kiwis. Let me increase the... I have a bowl of my broken kiwis. So for Fog Creek, during your anniversary or your Kiwiversary, you would get a 3D printed kiwi whose legs and beak grow. Look, this is gore. Sorry if this is gore of your favorite character, but these are all the feet and beaks of, this is years 1, 2, and 4, and then year 3 was a bronze. And then 5 was like a goldish one, I think, or silver. And I didn't get my 5 because COVID, I think, happened, and then they just stopped making them because we weren't even Fog Creek anymore. So this one's intact because it's like solid, like bronzish. It's got a little, well, it's got the little number and then number 3. Have a good lunch. But yeah, I have these here because I have like a pile of things on my desk that I want to super glue, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna super glue, I might as well super glue the kiwis together. I also have a pencil that looks like a cigarette. It's a pencil, but if you see me picking this up and doing that, I don't smoke. Never smoked a cigarette in my life, but I do love a ciggy pencil. But yeah. Okay. Righteous. These are just remixes of the starters, I guess. Ah, support tool. This is our old support tool that we made internally. I'm gonna archive those. Oh, I'm in cam only, thanks to the heads up. Bloop. Okay. I was just clicking the archive button. Let's open actually nasal parent. These have 3 words, so they're not that old. Hello Node MVP. Hello! You've not caught up on yesterday's video. Yesterday's video, I was finishing up all of the projects that have a date on it. Now we're in the ones that haven't been opened or for some reason don't have the date, and I'm going to try to get through all of them today. So if they visually do not seem interesting, I'm not going to bother. Oh, okay. This one, I showed this in a prior stream. Me and Tasha made a form that has us fill out the support report every morning where we put like what kind of tickets there were, and then you hit a button and it would create a Slack message that posted to our support channel what the summary was of that morning. So that's what this is, but that's like an old version of it. This is nothing. This is nothing. That's nothing. Timeless evergreen. I forget which ones I had opened or not. Ba-bum. I mean, these are like literally nothing. This isn't a pre-2018 project. Timeless every. Marvelous panoramic mistake. Broad towering ironclad. Okay, this is a PWA. Oh, okay. Steph Griff made this. This is a community project. Remixes. Potch, you probably weren't here earlier in the stream where I talked about how I finally got my business attached to the New Jersey portal so I can properly file my sales tax numbers and pay sales tax. It took like 2 months to get it connected because there's a new portal. Glitch Wiki. I've seen the no-date thing happen when you create projects via the API but don't open it. Saw it happen when I was working on a Replit to glitch export tool. Yeah, that makes sense. Who made... Ronin. Okay, cool. That's fun. I'm gonna download this into remixes. Posh said, I just filed a bunch of biz paperwork today that was apparently overdue. Everything is always overdue, at least for the New Jersey ones, because they have a new portal. They like were extending stuff, but it didn't apply to me. Because quarterly you have to file your ST50s, which is a sales tax collection, and you pay the sales tax you collected. But if you made over, I think, like $3,000 in sales tax in a month, you have to file it that month. And that was what those folks got a delay, but that doesn't apply to me. I haven't been collecting any sales tax. Yeah, I remember the MediaWiki thing from the forum. I'll have to check out what Ronan's up to. Base project for the Git cloning. Why is it of 12 project hours? What's going on? Oh, by the way, I wrote a retro last week, and at the bottom of all my retros, I write, like, I share a list of sites that I like, and one of them, oh yeah, Marty, I shared your blog, but from your post, I'll show both of them. So there's Marty's glitched out, but then you linked to the ribosome RIP glitch, which is very nice because they thank me, which is very sweet. But they're trying to archive the Glitch Community Code Jams and Sunday sites, which is really, really rad. And this is all part of their link graveyard, which is sad. I hate that Glitch is part of a graveyard, because when I started working on Glitch, one of my, like, hopes and dreams, we used to go in a circle and say what our hopes and dreams and nightmares were, and my hope and dream was, like, people would never talk about Glitch like we talk about GeoCities. Like, oh, those were the good old days, GeoCities. Like, I never wanted, like, Glitch to be, like, a historic thing, like, oh, remember that? But here we are. But yeah, thanks for writing that. If any of you written a blog post about Glitch in memoriam, please send it to me, because I am collecting them. Okay, you've been archiving the whole forum. That's nice. I try to do it before anybody at Fastly notices. Economy bot. This must be just like me doing support. Sorry that we live in your nightmare. Yeah, it's, you know, every day is a winding road, as my girl up there, Cheryl, is right here, you can see. That's a rat smoking a cigarette. And that's my master's degree. And my bachelor's degree. It's a little inside baseball. Still working on our bodacious journey. The CEO of Fastly is stepping down. Yesterday they announced that the chief product officer, Kip, is being appointed as CEO. And I guess Todd got a new job or something. The share price did quite a little dip because of it, which is so funny. Like, shareholders, like, every quarter was always just like, fire Todd, and then Todd leaves and they're still mad. You just, like, really can't, like, maybe because he wasn't fired and that's why they don't care. But hey, Colin, welcome. I'm just talking shit, not like in a bad way. But yeah, so Fastly is a new CEO. It's my old skip level manager, Kip, who seems quite capable. I feel like from the little I've talked to him, even though he was my skip level manager, I feel like he understood the software end more than Todd. I don't know, like, Fastly, Todd is a hardware guy, and Fastly's not a hardware company. So, whatever. Makes sense. I would say it's no skin off of my tits, but I do have a significant number of shares in the company, so it's a little bit of skin off my tits. So hopefully they figure it out. Look at this, 8 out of 9. We're almost at the frackin' end. And I'm just archiving with reckless abandon. Oh, this is... I already downloaded a remix of this one, but this is a cool Askew Trees landscape. It's another remix of that. Vagabond. Okay, these are just remixes of starters. Uh-oh, we can't connect the glitch. We can't seem to connect, you dumb bitch. Hello, glitch bio. Let's archive everything down to Vagabond. Whatever. I did some work last night on Live Laugh blog where I moved my header up here. So I also changed dark mode to have a purple background instead of green. Look how pretty these flowers are. Potch, you had a shout out in the retro. Potch is somewhere in the circle. This is me figuring out which train station you got out of downtown. Potch got to meet Puma Greg. The remix of Tracery. Okay. Oh, this is a class activity. I was helping an educator with support. I was supporting. Oh, I can just archive these. Boom, 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 boom. Like, how did this remix of my Blue Sky bot end up with no last edited? I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. Oh, Prose Mirror. Prose Mirror is the prose version of Code Mirror, and Code Mirror is what powers this editor. I believe Code Mirror is used in browser dev tools. At least, I think Safari. I met a Safari developer at JSConf, the last one that you and I spoke at, Potch, the one in Carlsbad. And so, at least at that time, 2019, it was using Code Mirror, and Prose Mirror is the other, again, the prose version of the project. Shouts out to Marine. I'm going to download that into starters. Because Monaco wasn't even out at the time that Glitch was launched. And then there was also no touch events. And the team at that time, when we talked to them about it, they're very much like, PR's welcome. And I was like, I'm not gonna, in my free time, contribute to a Microsoft project. No hate to anybody that does Microsoft's work for free. I have far too many things to do. Okay, that's it. Look at that. 8 pages. We did it. We did it, fam. We did it, Gen Nation. Gen Nation's what I call my Mastodon followers. You're all now part of Gen Nation. Connect Prose Mirror to a static site turner. Oh, that's a great idea. By the way, the creator of Code Mirror and Prose Mirror, Marian, wrote not PHP for teens, but eloquent JavaScript. And I love this book. This is only the 2nd edition. I think we're at 4th edition now. The 1st edition was a textbook when I was teaching Intro to Web Development, which is a graduate course I created at Montclair State. And so that was the text because it was affordable, and also the online version was free. This is very controversial in my department because publishing companies are definitely giving kickbacks to professors. Allegedly, but I will say the way that me using a free online textbook for the course that I designed being seen as problematic told me a lot that I had already known through being an administrator and curriculum writer at a university about how powerful the major textbook publishing companies are. But anyway, Eloquent JavaScript's a great book. I have it there with my Straustrup, the Straustrup book, the C++ programming book, which I showed to Andy and he almost hissed at me, because it's an awful book. Well, it's a good book for if you have to do awful things, which is I'm not gonna hate on the language. I'm just C++ is of a different time and space. Cool. So now what I want to do is I have to, wow, this is great. 8 pages. I want to see if I can find, I'm going to take a screenshot of the first stream I did of this to show. The brown book? No, it's a blue book. Maybe an older edition is of blue, although I have the 4th edition. Oh. Book. Oh, I guess it was like this. But I have this one. Graphic design was Bjorn Straustrup's passion. Bjorn Straustrup with Lex Fridman, Nightmare Blunt Rotation. Am I right? I'm not gonna harp on our living computer scientists. Okay, cool. Okay, well, that was quicker than I thought it would take, so I guess now we can fully focus on where I'm gonna put this fucking shit. Let's see. Is anything going on in the forum? Someone's working on a web editor. Tiago is a Cloudflare fanboy. Respectfully, Tiago. Everything that they're talking about in the forum is always talk about Cloudflare. This person's working on a web editor app. Godspeed. Good luck. Miles has been collecting kind words about Glitch to add to their Goodbye Glitch app, which is very nice. And I've been deleting massive amounts of spam in the forum, just like spam accounts. A lot of like psychics. A lot of psychic spam this week in the Glitch forum, and you've probably never seen it because I get to it ASAP, because I still have admin on the forum. But yeah, if a couple of psychics named Anne get through, that's on the Discourse AI, not me. Okay. Now we can move to migration. So I have here, what I've been doing is I made a web ring of my apps. Well, it's Gemini season. Sure is. It was Andy's birthday a couple weeks ago. He's a Gemini. So jennifer.com/glitch is like my new glitch profile. And I'm gonna be listing all of my glitch apps here. I just have the 4 here. And then I have an activation console. And when you click this button, it takes you to this view where you can navigate through all of those 4 glitch projects now. And literally it's just taking that list and populating an iframe. And it has some styling, like this is not centered, this is kind of fug, but I want it to work well on mobile, so there'll be some editing of this, but for the most part this works. And then you can like click and it will open the app in its own window. Potch, what was that open source Heroku-esque project that you told me about the other day? Because I have to look into like node related stuff. Okay. Whoops. So now I have, this is a list of the .com apps that I would like to move in. Okay, cool, Doku. Let's... Makes it easy. Makes it a breeze to deploy and manage web applications on your own server. Now available as a one-click install. Care droplet. Please avail IPv6. The subdomain is inferred from the pushed application name. Whoopsie. Clicky clicky. All domain is set up during the initial Doku configuration. Okay. Good to know. I'll have to check this out later. I'm looking for like what my options are for the static sites, but these are for the full stack apps. But these are the static sites that I'm going to literally just This is my .com folder, but these I downloaded from the dashboard. These do not have assets. So I have a folder of my active projects that I will be dragging and dropping over, or copying and pasting over. So like Bank Robber, Bugs Rock. Oh, I guess that's archive. Cockroach. Screensaver. Color Pickle. CSV Name Randomizer. CSV Word Cloud. Day Generator. Draggy Divs. Drawn Owl. I'll just show it. I'm just like literally going through this list and highlighting that. Evanescence Best Song. First Meme Generator. Frankenthaler. Graph paper. Hello. I'm not gonna do Hello Screensaver yet. Let's copy these first. Of course, they don't copy them into the folder that I wanted them to go into, but it's okay. Skip. And I can remove that. Cool. And graph paper will move into here. So now I'm gonna close this preview. This is glitch here. I'm just going to add projects here. Okay. I kind of want to... Oh, I gotta end the list. So it'll be for Bank Robber. Generate your very own Bank Robber name. So now we got Bank Robber here. And there we go. The issue is that it's not importing any of the CSS and stuff correctly because it's referencing probably the root folder of jenschiffer.com and not of like glitch itself. And so what I'll do is I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna get rid of all this bullshit. It's gonna have every empty folder. Every glitch app is gonna have a views and a folder. Delete. Does it have any assets? No. And so it'll be slash and I'm gonna replace this. Oh my gosh. Old genmoney.biz. Oh, the glitch button. Gotta get rid of that. Should I keep the old? Someone give me a first name. Also by Marty. I said Marty left a while ago. I just realized. Let's put McGreg's. Oh, put McGreg the bank robber. Cute. Okay. I'm gonna... Oh, I saw the waving a few chats back, so I thought that was you leaving. I'm gonna replace glitch URLs with shifter.com/glitch. I'm gonna have to provide context to what glitch is on these pages at some point. Posh the bank robber. Cool. Great. Oh, those are claps are reaching the end. Okay. Okay. Cool. That was quite a feat. A lot of hours. Supposed to be launching a candle store. Okay. So we got bank robber. Oh, and then look, generate your very own bank robber name. That's where that data description is populated here. So I gotta style this better. This is hideous to me. It's one of those like it gets the job done, but at like what cost? Bank robber, candle making. I'm gonna leave Bugs Rock background out for now. Candle math, candle mold math, cockroach screensaver. Let's do that. Now I could make like a JSON file that like lists all the names and it will automatically generate this list and whatever, but the whole idea is like I want this to be viewable even without JavaScript. Because I freaking feel like it. You know where the glitch projects are actually... It's still useful to have the dashboard because I can get the project names or descriptions. A web-based screensaver with bugs. Is there like no way to read the whole thing? Okay, cool bugs. Okay. And that was made for a code jam. A buggy web-based screensaver made for the glitch community code jam. Cool bugs. Glitch community code jam. And then we can go into cockroach screensaver. Delete the bullshit. Delete the bullshit. Glitch assets, brunette bug. Glitch / cockroach screensaver. glitch slash cockroach. Remove remix link, and the source is slash glitch slash cockroach slash glitch assets slash brunette bug. There it is. There's my pixel bug. Okay. We're gonna have to move stuff around to accommodate for the list getting longer and hiding my activate web wing. That's okay. Color pickle. A color pickle. Picker, except it's a color pickle. Sure, that's fine. This is a pre-glitch project. I made this when I worked at Boku. But cool pics. Okay. See, it was a GitHub import, which is why it doesn't have those empty folders and why the images are here. Something's scratching my arm. Span class equals Zaz. Ay. Oh man, I used to use performancing for metrics, and then they got like bought out by some company overseas that just like shut things down, and then they charged me, and I did a chargeback on PayPal, and they were like, well, we mailed her the services, and I'm like, you're an analytics site, what the fuck are you talking about? Cool. Color pickle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't wait to get my analytics in the mail. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? That was in my PayPal. I'm like, this is an analytics service. I use Plausible now. I should be adding Plausible to these. Do I have I added that to here? I'll do that later. Whatever. Okay, I've got color pickle here. CSV name randomizer Actually, I don't know if I want these yet. I don't even think I want that. Dragitives, I want to do a newer version. Evanescence's best song, I will keep this. The button. I'm gonna have to do like a find and replace on everything in this entire website. What is scratching me? The hell? I'm gonna do a find and replace of button.glitch.me and also of like the CDN. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. I don't even think Going Under is their best song. This is before their last album came out. I think probably my favorite Evanescence song is Broken Pieces Shine. The two opening tracks of Bitter Pill, their like last full album that's not that Netflix show tie-in. Really powerful opening. Huge fan. First meme generator. Yes, of course there's the Skull Keepers Union. Shouts out Hoob. Potch, you've helped me on this one. Skull Keepers Union logo rules. I mean, of course it does, but wow. Yeah. I forgot who made it. That was a fun time. I might post in the Hoob Cord, just being like, hey guys, by the way, we migrated the first meme generator over to here, in case you're looking for it, guys. Made for RIP. First meme generator. Thanks. I'm gonna put I'll leave it. Thanks to the Skull Union. Gosh, it doesn't exist anymore. How would I like... Oh god, I hate context. Including the glitch button. Thanks Posh for helping out with the canvas screenshot. Thanks to the Skull Union. Thank you. Because ultimately nobody was going to this site, but if you're going to be going on my like web ring, you're going to need to understand. Here's the skull watermark. Skull, yeah. Frankenthaler. You know what? I should hold off on Frankenthaler because I might do a new Vart post based on that. And then there's Graph Piper, which is Nano. My gosh. Oh yeah, it doesn't use any assets either. Okay. It's what it would feel like if you're this preview doesn't allow drawing on canvas here. Very weird. Hi, hey. What's going on here? Oh, maybe it's in my web ring where I'm consoling. No? Okay. Iframe permissions? Maybe, perhaps. I do have Okay, I don't have the permissions. Why didn't I copy over the same permissions that I have for WebWing? Let's see. Da -da, da -da, da. Open with Nova. I don't know, what if it doesn't fall under... I think it like literally is just an issue in this browser, because it works here, but on its own here it doesn't work. So I think I'll get rid of those permissions until I need them. There's just something about the Nova browser that just doesn't work for this one, but I can draw here. So, but this is P5. Canvas. Whereas oh, is it browsing the folder like it's a file? Oh wait, why is the canvas here not big? There's something about in the Nova browser that it's not generating the size of this canvas properly, where here I have it in Firefox and this is localhost and it's generating the canvas properly. So that's something I gotta check out, but not a big deal. Okay. Let's get out of here. So let's now listen to a mobile size. We want to move this down. Page WebWing, top, let's say 800. Yeah, the browser and the editor is allowed to be fucking weird. I'm not mad at it. It's not how nature intended us to do this, so it's a little hacky. Let's move this over a little bit. I'm gonna do something better with this activate WebWing button. Like right now by default, when you go to jenschiffer.com/glitch, it just has the list and then the activation console. I should probably move this button just into here, but I eventually want to have multiple boxes where like these are former glitch apps, and then I have like my post glitch apps, and then like code jam stuff, and you can activate the WebWing for either all of them or the individual boxes. That's like the dream. So now sexy tour. We're going to stage everything. Add a bunch of glitch apps. Bang. add a bunch of apps to glitch page. Cool. Boom. Okay. And then at some point, very soon, through the power of the DigitalOcean app platform, we'll be able to surf the Gen Wide Web. We'll see how long it takes. And then I'm gonna go so I can lift some weights. Cause I didn't have yoga. I gotta stretch. I got muscles to maintain. Oh damn, I look ripped. Yay, here we are. Oop. I gotta fix the margin on here. But yeah. Boom. We did it. So, that concludes the digging through glitch apps. Now is the tedious work of moving stuff. But the stuff that absolutely needs to be live is live. Gentrifer.com, Live Laugh Blog, Bugs Rock Online. Now it's just going through this stuff and finding a spot for it. Figuring out the node situation. I'll play around with some things. Maybe I'll do that on stream. I'll be back tomorrow, but I'm glad that we don't have to have you stare at me talking at myself at the glitch dashboard. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or just like. It's your fucking life. I'm gonna go stretch, lift some weights, and then I have a new candle mold that makes teeth. It's a silicone mold. It's not made for candles, but I was like, what if I made teeth out of wax? Well, Etsy ASMR. I gotta learn how to make these silicone molds myself because they're so freaking expensive, but I wouldn't know how to make this because I don't have like a bunch of human teeth lying around, which now that I think about it, what the hell is this? Where the hell does this person get these teeth? But it's a mold that will make little teeth. And imagine a little votive candle with teeth sticking out of it. I think it'd be so funny because I've just had so much issues with my teeth the past couple of months, and I have to express that through candles. Teeth. So I'm actually I haven't melted wax in a few weeks. I don't think I've melted wax since I did these streams. I've just mostly been like building the online store, handling business stuff, and doing glitch stuff, and then like my dental, and then my like Hashimoto stuff. I'm juggling a lot. So I'm looking forward to like actually melting some wax today. I haven't airbrushed in forever, and I haven't been to figure drying in like a month. There's just so many cool things I do. I made a book though. I made a book, an accordion book, but also expressing trauma through wax. Yeah, I'm gonna write a blog post on Live Laugh Blog showing photos of the book I made at the library's bookbinding workshop. But I'm learning how to bind books. I know how to repair books, but I want to learn how to make them because I would love to make and sell sketchbooks. How fucking sick would that be? So, yeah. Anyway, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. But if not, I hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday and whatever days until I see you again. But yeah, I'm signing out. See ya!